Hey everybody. How many are of the group we have right now, are in a traditional Toastmasters? Pretty much everybody. We have some guests from a traditional Toastmasters, right? Who has been here longer than, in Toastmasters, longer than a year? Beautiful. Do we all know how to get to either Distinguished Toastmaster or what the current educational program is? Does any of that make any sense? It's okay to say no, because sometimes it makes my eyes just kind of cross. For those that may be not in the know or may not understand what I'm talking about, it starts with our Competent Communicator and then also our Competent Leadership Manuals. Once we go on from there, this is where I get a little cross-eyed, because you get your choices of 15 different advanced manuals, plus you have to also do, you have your choices of 11 different leadership manuals, and you combine a mix of those plus this other high-performance leadership, and it's a little crazy. So if you get confused with how to get a Distinguished Toastmaster, I understand it can be confusing, because you have kind of a paralysis of choices between 15 advanced manuals and 11 leadership manuals. With Pathways, it's been condensed. It's been condensed to 10 pathways, and instead of having two different tracks between Competent Communicator and the usually forgotten Competent Leadership Manual, it's actually combined into different pathways. And this is where it gets really exciting, because instead of trying to choose your own path, and if you were ever a kid like me and you had one of those, your own books where it's choose your own adventure, you're not really sure where it's going to end up, that's what it feels like right now. But now with Pathways, you actually have more of a direction. Now, we've all joined Toastmasters for different reasons. Maybe it was you were really scared of speaking. You had to speak for a wedding or a funeral, and you just had to be able to get up there. And I know some people may be a little scared of Pathways because maybe they feel like they're going to get lost and forgotten. You're not. It's okay. Now, Don, you've been in for a while. Why do you stick with Toastmasters besides our wonderful company?
Well, obviously to be around a lot of great people, but I benefited from it personally. As far as my personal speech ability, I think it's improved, and it's created a part-time career for me. And I've made a lot of great friends. In fact, now most of my really good friends are Toastmasters.
So you're kind of stuck with us, right?
I'm stuck with you.
You're stuck with us, and you're also trying to do a second career, speaking as Mark Twain. Well, the nice thing with Pathways is you don't have to just choose what you may eventually think, oh, okay, presentation mastery. But you may actually want to look at innovation planning, because it talks about how to expand your speaking gigs, not just how to speak, but how to approach people, how to present yourself, how to get those gigs. Dave, you have a lot of networking, right? Good. A lot of times in those networking groups, you want to expand and have them motivated to give you more clients or give you more referrals, right? Well, the motivational strategies might work better for you, because that's a better path for what you want to go to with what you're doing for your personal business. Al, don't think I haven't forgot you.
Yes.
Volunteering, right?
Volunteering.
Volunteering. Because sometimes, you're retired, you get to do what you want to do, kind of figure out where you want to go. But I know we always have a lot of conversations about volunteering. And the strategic relationships is really geared to volunteers. So how do you kind of expand your network while helping your volunteer role and leadership in that? Nancy, just growing your business, branding yourself, getting others out there. You may want to look at persuading influence. So not only do people know what you're doing, but persuading them to think of you when that time comes. So this is all kind of a good span. But this isn't just for business, whether you're a small business or a corporate, Connie trying to get up the leadership development ladder. It can be if you just really want to overcome your fear of public speaking with presentation mastery. And especially after the first path, you can figure out if you want to expand more. I know for my traditional club, we have a few that came in just to speak for a funeral, that stayed because they could see the development. And the nice thing, instead of having to figure out between 15 advanced manuals and 11 leadership manuals and this other thing, it's really kind of like Panera Bread. You pick two, pass, and then you have to do a capstone. So it's like a Panera, you pick two, and then you have to have a drink on the side. Very simplified way to become a distinguished Toastmaster. Now let's take a little bit deeper look into the past to kind of give you an idea of what past look like. Now I do have just to pass around so you guys have an idea of what each of them look like. But they all have their basic, they're all foundationally similar. They'll have 5 levels. The first 2 levels are pretty much similar for most of them. The first level is just the fundamentals. It's the icebreaker, evaluation and feedback, and researching your topic and presenting. And already from the beginning, you can tell that the Competent Communicator and the Competent Leadership manuals have already merged. So it's not 2 separate paths and you're just worried about speaking. It's actually putting them together, because to be a good communicator, you also need to figure out how to be a good leader. Level 2 is kind of learning your own style. It's very similar. They start to veer off at this point, barely, but they veer off a bit. You get 2 required projects: Introduction to Toastmasters, mentoring. The mentoring part is key because not only are you helping someone else get better, just the fact that you're a mentor will help yourself get better. And level 3, this is kind of where you get to create yourself based on what you're trying to do. A lot of these levels can be creating a blog, introduction to podcasting, going to a networking event, things that you would kind of get you out of your comfort zone but guide you on how to do that. Instead of going, okay, I guess have to do it, it actually guides you on what to do, how to prepare, and then you create a 5 to 7 minute speech after that. For level 3, there's 1 required project and then 2 little elective projects. And those elective projects, like I said, could be networking, could be podcasting, could be just doing a blog, things that a lot of people are kind of trying to do anyway. And instead of Googling it, it has a pathway to do it. And each of these levels is building upon the previous level. Level 4 is 1 required project. It's a little bit more intensive than the level 3. And it's all going to be geared on what you're trying to do. Level 5, after completing all of level 1 through 4, you'll have kind of a reflector path. And once you complete level 5, then you become proficient in that path. Now to take a little deeper dive, the biggest difference that we'll see in Pathways is that it's geared to be all digital. Based on feedback from many years of members, people were getting a little tired of having to pay for physical books, or they wanted to use digital media because it's easier to save. I know for myself, I have like 4 books I've lost because I moved or whatever. So this is actually going to keep it all in one place at Toastmasters.com. It's what they call Basecamp. All of your, whatever path you choose is going to be on Basecamp. You'll be able to kind of expand what you do there. This way you'll have not just, hey, I'm going to read this manual. It will have videos, it'll have best practices, it'll have checklists, things that you need to get done. It'll show you automatic assignments, and you can go through. You'll be able to print up things if you need to, so it's okay. Evaluations will be very similar. You can either print up them and give it to them like a traditional Toastmaster meeting, or you can actually email them or send them a copy before the meeting. All of these will be stored at your Basecamp so that you can actually go through. The nice thing is, a lot of times the evaluations you forget, but if you have them at your Basecamp, you can refer back to them at any point. Even if you print it out, you can just take a picture and load them up there for you. The other nice thing about evaluations for Pathways is it's not just the person that's evaluating you. The rest of the members, you can ask for members to give you more of evaluations when you log in. When you log in, you'll have badges after each level, and you can also give out badges. So giving out badges are the little cluster of 4 that we see on the screen here. Whether it's you were great at conversation, you were great at feedback, there's other badges you can give each other after the meeting, and it doesn't have to be just from the evaluator. Once you finish your entire level 5 of a pathway, you'll get a certificate. Just like if you got your CC, you get a certificate, just like you get any of the advanced levels, you'll also get a certificate. This is a certificate program, and it's more instantaneous because you can immediately get it once you've completed all levels. Apparently there's a lag. That's okay though. All right. One thing that may be on your mind is, what does this change about the Toastmasters group? Everything in the meeting stays exactly the same. It's going to still have a Toastmaster, still have speakers, evaluators. Physically, when you go into the Toastmaster group that you know and love, it's not going to change. It's just the back end that's going to adjust a lot. There's a lot that needs to happen to get that to work, And the biggest thing that I would suggest doing now, because we're not really sure on the date at the moment, is to make sure that you are logged into Toastmasters.org. How many have a Toastmasters.org login that are part of Toastmasters? So if you haven't, when you get home today, go to Toastmasters.org. It's separate from your club website, and log in. And that will be the best way to kind of help propel you and get ready for Pathways. So thank you.